Good to see you all again. Still's got my magnifying glass on. Trying to make sure I see things the way they're supposed to be seen. All month long we've been talking about what? Faith. Yeah. That's what? Being sure of something we don't see because of what we can see. It's being sure of Jesus, that he came to this earth and he died for our sins. And he'll come back again. Being sure that God sent his one and only Son, that who shall believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Being sure of those things. And yeah, we can't see God. We're waiting around to see Jesus. But we know it just by everything we see around us. And even at times, we're blessed enough to be able to see somebody change. And somebody be able to say that Jesus Christ actually changed them. It's a great thing. So this week, I want to talk to you all about this thing that everybody has. No, it's not feet. It's not hands either. But it causes your feet and your hands to do something or to not do something that it should or it shouldn't. Try again. How about this? It causes you to jump. It causes you to turn your head back. You got it. Fear. This week we'll learn that Jesus can help us face our fears. You know, we all have fears. They even have phobias that talk about fears. Fears of spiders, fears of ants, fear of heights, fear of so many things. But that's not how we were really programmed. We shouldn't have these fears. And many times those fears are based on what? Yeah, one experience that we've actually had in our life that didn't go too well. Some were worse than others. But they all bring us to the seat of fear. And nobody can say, hey, you shouldn't be afraid of that, or hey, that was nothing to me. Everybody has their own fear. And what we have to do is we have to tell them about who? Jesus. We have to show them about Jesus. Because me telling somebody they shouldn't be afraid of ants or shouldn't be afraid of spiders is not helping them. Me picking up a spider and holding it and putting it in their face is not going to make them less fearful. They didn't say I was scared of it. They said they were scared of it. And Jesus, and only him, can help us face our fears. So, let me kind of give y'all a little bit of background. I don't know if y'all missed last week or not, but last week, this guy named Saul was actually headed to Damascus. He had got a letter from the Sanhedrin Council to be able to take any of the Jews that believed in Jesus Christ back to Jerusalem to be able to put them in jail and beat them. So on his way there, he actually got enlightened, should I say. Really. It was, y'all remember the light? Yeah, that light. That light was Jesus speaking to Saul and knocked him off his horse. And his actual soldiers that was with Saul, they had to actually take him into the city and stay with a guy named Judas. And he was blind. Now during that time, Saul didn't eat or drink anything for 3 whole days. He told him to go there and wait for instructions. Well, there's a lot that happened after that, but before I get into that, fear, again, it's something that overtakes us all. Mr. Elvis was afraid of something. Yes, Mr. Elvis was afraid of something. Guess what Mr. Elvis was afraid of? He's afraid of real high heights. Not like the 10th floor. I mean like the 80th floor. Or like the 100th floor, like at the Sears Tower. You ought to see the picture. But somebody else may not be frightened at all. There are times where people can be scared of somebody else. Have y'all ever been scared of somebody? Everybody has. Maybe a bully. Maybe somebody that you saw was mean to somebody else. What did you say? I don't want to go around that person because that person's mean. I saw how they treated that person. Yeah, we do. And it creates the fear inside of us that prevents us from doing something. And yeah, we could easily say, well, I don't want to end up just like them. No arguments here. But what if you were maybe the key that changed that person? What if you were the nice person that made that person change the way that they felt in a room, felt around your friends, or even just made you feel comfortable? Fear is actually like something that's inside of us, but it really shouldn't be inside of us. Like, if you ever remember, God hadn't given us the spirit of fear, but of sound mind. Fear is basically saying something that is small is actually big, or something that's big is actually even bigger than what it is. So you can have things that are small, that appear big, and you can have things that are big that even appear bigger than they are. Or you can have things that are really big to the point that you just don't think you can get around it. It just depends on that situation. And everybody's different. Nobody can say, well, cause you this and cause you that. Here's the great thing about it. Jesus helps us with our fears. So, you remember the story I was telling you about? Now that we're kind of caught up. So, Ananias was actually one of Jesus' disciples. And he's already there in Damascus. And he hears from Jesus saying, there'll be a guy that's actually at Judah's house on Straight Street. And I want you to go by there and I want you to touch him and give him back his sight. His name is Saul. And immediately, what came over Ananias? Yes, fear. Well, why fear? Because he remembered Saul being what? The guy that what? Was there when Stephen got killed? Beating all the other disciples and things. And actually, Saul was headed there to arrest many people just like him. And now Ananias saying, whoa! You're not going to get me killed. Whoa! What if he does something to me? Jesus then reassures him and says, no. He is actually going to do work for me. He's going to take my story to the Gentiles and to the kings and to the house of Israel. And guess what Ananias does? He goes. Was there some fear and apprehension? I doubt it. Because he was reassured of Jesus. Many times we got to hear his voice. We hear his voice through his word. Love your enemies. Pray for them that spitefully use you. Be good to everyone else. Don't treat strangers as strangers. When somebody's new in your classroom, don't act like they're a stranger. Act like they always been there and you're friends. Welcome them in. So Ananias goes. Now, Saul, then, remember he was there and he had been praying and he had not eaten or drank in 3 days. And he was told that it would be a guy named Ananias come to him and give him his sight. So Ananias shows up and puts his hand on Saul. And it was like scales fell off his eyes and Saul could then see. Ananias takes Saul and then baptizes him. And after that, Saul gets up and starts going into the synagogues, the same synagogues that he would have went in looking for followers of Christ to be able to arrest him and take him back. He actually went in there and started teaching about Jesus. Well, you say, well, that was easy. I bet it wasn't. Because guess what? You remember he had went to who? To get what last week? Okay. If you guys say, hey, Mr. Let me get $10 to buy you some butter pecan ice cream, I'll bring it right back. Well, on the way there, you decided, hey, it wasn't good to give Mr. Elvis some butter pecan ice cream. He needs to go on a diet. You said, well, I'll get him some fruit. Knowing how much I love butter pecan ice cream and how much you promised me, you could easily have some apprehension about coming and bringing me all this fruit. Kind of somewhat similar, but a little bit more serious. Because Saul was giving all these people and soldiers to be able to go get these followers of Christ. Not only that, but also there in the city of Damascus, the rulers started hearing about him preaching about Jesus. Well, they already knew he was coming to take the people that would, yeah. They said, well, you came here to take these people out of here, not to encourage them. They were highly upset. So upset to the point they tried to kill him. And actually the disciples actually had to sneak Paul out of the city in a basket. It was like a hole in the city wall. They had to lower him down so he could escape at nighttime. So at that point in time, Paul then runs back to Jerusalem. Well, guess what? He's back in Jerusalem and he's empty-handed. So he can't just say, hey, I'm going to go back to the Sanhedrin Council and say, hey, I couldn't find him. What is he going to do? He goes to where the other followers of Christ were. So you think they was, hey, so glad you put the knife and the sword down. They probably had some what? They had some fear too. Yeah. Guess what happened? They were so fearful, it took one of their friends, Barnabas, to actually give witness to what Paul was doing in Damascus and teaching about. He actually had to tell the disciples, hey guys, I know you know this old Saul that was beating us and we was running and hiding from us, but Jesus has changed him. Because guess what? It probably wasn't a sign on his forehead or a t-shirt that said, I'm changed. And even if he wore it, they probably still wouldn't have believed him. They had to have somebody that was like them to be able to give what? Yeah. To get testimony. You know, it's kind of like if you and your friends together and your friends say, well, I was dismissed. And you say, nobody believes it. And you say, what now? And he said, yeah, I was there with him. Yeah. And then everybody does what? Everybody believes him then. Because there was a witness. Well, so then the disciples then say, oh, wow. Imagine the change that they saw from the beating, stoning, to now speaking of this Christ Jesus they speak about. I bet at some point in time they had to have some fear. And it took Jesus. Yeah, Barnabas told them, but I'm sure Jesus had to speak real softly in their heart to tell them, fear not. The same thing that Ananias was worried about, Jesus probably had to speak that in those disciples' heart too. And tell them, this guy's not going to tell my story to the Gentiles, to kings, and to the house of Israel. So how does it help us? There are many times that we're going to face a situation that we are uncertain how it may come. Something that's been bothering us, a test, quiz, making a team, singing a song, whatever it may be, there's that fear. But we have to listen to that small voice inside that tells us to fear not, to go ahead and do it. There are also other times where we may see the person that's picked on us or picked on one of our other friends. We've got to suppress our fear. We got to push down our fear and walk up to them and show them love. Because it can definitely change. You remember forgiveness changed Zacchaeus, right? You remember that earlier this year? It's a part of love. Maybe if we go up to the bully and ask him to sit down with us, maybe that can be the change that he or she really needs. We also, when the bully sits with us and is changed, we can't keep bringing back up what the bully used to do. We got to accept the bully because he's or she's one of us now. Because all that is fear. It's you saying, I remember what you did to me. I don't want you to do it again. So you say it. Kind of like you put up like a signal. It's all fear. But we have to listen to Jesus Tell us. You're not. Because faith is what? Yeah. Being sure of what we don't see because of what we can see. Do y'all remember the memory verse? Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is being sure of what we hope for, being sure of what we do not see. What are we hoping for? Are we hoping the bullet keeps being the bullet? Are we hoping our test is always really, really hard? Are we hoping we may lose the words to the song in the middle of the book? Are we hoping we fumble the ball? Are we hoping we trip over our feet and the class laughs at us? No! What are we hoping for? Let's be sure of it. Let's have faith. Then take a magnifying glass to see it. Actually, we could be like Paul. We can close our eyes. Still have faith.